Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Bradley here with a DG Primer video. Today, we're going to be in the book of 1 Kings, which is in the Old Testament. It's right after the Samuels and right before the Chronicles and the Psalms and all those poetic books that are like smack dab in the middle. So 1 Kings is what you're looking for. Chapter 19, this is a great story. It's one of my favorite stories from the book of Kings. It takes place in chapter 19, verses 9 through like 20. We're not going to read all of that right now because that's a bunch. I'll paraphrase it. I'll let you read it, maybe on your own, maybe in your DGs, but we'll talk about it. This is what happens. Elijah is coming off of this mountaintop experience. And I mean that both in the way that we talk about our faith of like, wow, he's feeling really good, like he's on a high, but he's also literally coming from a mountain. Like he just had this amazing thing that has happened to him on the top of a mountain. And then for some reason, he's just like filled with dread. He's scared. He's depressed, really. And he flees from the king and the king's horrible, horrible queen. And he runs away and he hides in this cave. And there's like an earthquake and a tornado and lightning and a wildfire. And in all of those things, Elijah is poised, like sitting, waiting to hear God speak in this powerful way. And the Bible just says over and over again, God was not in the fire. God was not in the earthquake. God was not in the tornado or the hurricane. It's all these things that are happening and God wasn't there. That wasn't the way God was speaking to Elijah. But I love this. This is verse 12, sorry. After the earthquake, a fire, the Lord was not in the fire. But after the fire, the sound of a low whisper. And when Elijah heard it, he wrapped his face in his cloak, went out and stood at the entrance of the cave. And behold, there was a voice, and it said to him, "What are you doing here, Elijah?" And I just love this story, that there's all these powerful things going on around Elijah, fires and earthquakes and storms. I mean, it's unbelievable, all the things that are happening in Elijah's life. But that's not God's way of talking to Elijah. God's voice comes to Elijah straight out of the scriptures. It says, it's the sound of a low whisper. And there's a lot for us to talk about here, but one thing for you to chew on is if God is whispering to you, do you have the volume of your life turned down low enough that you'll be able to hear him? So often we just surround ourselves with thoughts and people and conversations, and we're always listening to music, and we're always busy doing the next thing. And then we complain that God's not speaking in our life, and it's because God's whispering. And we've got the music of our schedule turned up so high that we can't hear him. There's so much for us to talk about. I'm really excited for us to dive into this passage together. So go and read this. It's 1 Kings 19, 9 through 18. Read that. Read it a couple times if you've got the chance, and prepare for an awesome conversation in our DGs. I'll see you guys on Wednesday.